Record. Cool. So we are recording. I'm going to start this off like I always do with some DXY. I know the dollar's not doing too hot right now. It's actually not doing good at all. So we finally broke out of this consolidation a while ago. Market wanted to push upwards back up into this zone, and then we finally have this big sell-off here. So if we go to the weekly, yep. So it looks like it's just going to keep pushing down, maybe even down to this level right here, 94. So if we go down to the 4-hour, we can see that structure is still holding. We have this big push, consolidation, this other big push. This is, what was this, FOMC earlier today. And then, yeah, I mean, this is just going to keep going down. So for the other markups, so for all of the other pairs that aren't USD, so AUDUSD, EURUSD, GBPUSD, I see all rising. On AUDUSD, I'd really love to see a pullback on this. I know we kind of got a pullback on the 1 hour right here, but I would love to see this maybe push up even a little bit more, come back down, retrace, and then start looking for entries right in here at 0.72 29 area. So right in this zone. For GJ, actually, I'll let Ian cover GJ. So this is GBPUSD. This structure isn't looking too good. So what I see right here is just a lot of consolidation. And then we have these two hits to the high up here. And then it looks like we might just be heading back into this zone. The reason that I think it could push up is because I think it has this floor to test on the 4-hour. I'll just mark this zone up on the 4-hour. Cool. So I could see it push up. If it doesn't push up, then I think it's just going to drop straight down to 1.6928. If we can look for some good entries, then we could see at least what 300 pip drop, 320 pip drop. So if we can get a good entry, use like maybe like a 30 or 40 pip stop loss to make 300 pips. That would be very ideal. So be watching this. So it is a little bit oversold on the 1 hour. And then on the 4-hour, it doesn't look like it's really too oversold. So with this, I'm not really sure. I mean, there's this support right here that we're looking at. So my bias is either push up, test this floor right here, or just keep dropping down back into this consolidation for GBPUSD. We go to the daily. Yeah, it's not looking too good for GBPUSD. Next on the list is GBPUSD. This one, it didn't quite come down to this zone right here. I think it could still come down. It's got a little bit of, actually it could just be retesting these floors right here. So short term, what we could be looking for is just a drop down to this daily zone right here. And then this is what I'm looking at. So we had this ceiling right here, but it never got tested. This candle didn't, I don't really count this as a test. We have this retracement right here. We have this little pushback up, I believe, to test these floors on the 4-hour. And then we could see it drop and then continue to rise. And I think that's pretty much the same thing that we have for AUDUSD. Right here, yep. So that's my bias right now. I'm going to be patient until I see an actual retracement. I don't want to take any sells just in case it does take off back up here towards our target zone, especially with the dollar being so weak right now. I think I would definitely be patient to be looking for some buys on this one. So next on the list, we have Euro GBP. This pair is actually looking really good to sell right now. And the reason being is because it's just holding structure really nicely. So we have this push down, this retracement right here, and then the second push down, and now we're getting actual and a pretty good retracement on this one. So coming right to this daily zone, right in line with the 61.8. Our first take profit would be right at the 0 or this support right here. So 86.19. So if we do start taking sells, looks like we could make, why is my ruler tool not working? 140 pips for the take profit, one, then about 212 for the second one, and then even more for this one. For a third take profit of 293. So right now I just want to check the lower time frame. Hold on, we got some chats. What's good, family? How do you know exactly where to put your fibs? So when I'm drawing my fibs, I draw my fib from, so I draw mine a little bit differently the way that I was taught. So if we're in a downtrend, I draw mine from bear candle to bear candle. In uptrends, I draw my fibs from bullish candle to bullish candle. So the other thing too, so let's see. So right here, I wouldn't draw my fib from the top of this bullish candle. I'd draw my fib from this bear candle right here. So right at the top, down to this one right here. Touches the 61.8, closes below, and then continues down. It looks like it would have hit all of our take profits if we were in this trade right here. And then if we were looking for, you know, to buy the currency, I would draw my fib from the bottom of this bull candle to the top of this bull candle. So just like that. Comes down, kind of comes down past the 61.8 and then closes up above again, and then we get this I don't even really know what to call this candle, but we get this bearish candle right here, and then the price just continues to push upward. Again, if we would have taken this trade, would have hit all three take profits for a risk reward. Why is my, all right. So risk 16 pips to make 60, 89, and 122. That's a pretty spot on risk reward ratio. How do you know do support and resistance have to do with the placing of the fibs at all? No, support and resistance don't really have to do with anything in placing fibs. But I do, the first thing that I do when I mark up is I mark on my zones. So I'll mark, you know, this word price rejected off of here. Zones are more important than fibs. Fibs help me just kind of see how deep of a retracement it is. If it starts pushing up into like the 78.6 or the 88.6 retracement, then we're starting to get into some price reversal zones. You should probably be looking to exit the trade and then reverse. So right here, it's coming right to the 61.8. So now I'm gonna hop down to a lower time frame. We've got 1, 2, 3 pushes. All I'm looking at is right here. This push, this pullback, this push, this pullback, this push, and this pullback. And we have the second push. It's not really breaking these highs too much. So this is kind of why I'm looking to enter. And it looks like we're starting to actually get some reversal candles. So now I'm going to step down to even lower time frame and then look for breaks of structure. So right here, I like how this consolidated right here. So this is a 5-minute chart. So this consolidation, and then we have this break and retest. Break, retest, and then now we're heading down. So I might actually sell this currency. It looks like you could even come up into this zone right here. And then the second bias that I have for entering this one is that I'm bullish on all GBP pairs. So I'm bullish on GBP once it gets into our daily zone, and GBPUSD. Once we get that pullback, then I'm going to be buying that one. So Euro GBP, I've been looking at this one for a while. I really like how this one's playing out. We have this nice pullback after a while. If I even go to the daily, or the weekly rather, I can get rid of this fib. I'm going to draw my fib from the top of this candle to the bottom of this one. So not quite a 38.2 retracement on the weekly chart, but on the daily, I still think that we could see some movement down. Yeah, I think I could sell. I think I might sell this. We'll put a stop 10 pips above the high, so 75. Put a stop loss up here. And then let me see. The risk reward would be. So this is a potential trade setup right there. So we're risking, was it like 16 pips or something? Risking 19 pips to make 112. So I'm gonna watch price play out on this one a little bit more and then see how I feel about entering. But right now we are getting some bearish pushback, especially at this daily level right here. So I am liking this. We have this one rejection. I'm gonna count that as a rejection. 2, 3, 4 rejections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rejections. And then this is gonna test this floor right here. Right there. And then it should head down. So that's my analysis for Euro GBP. And yep, I like how this candle was indecisive as well too. Price wasn't really going anywhere. And I think that this has a good chance of dropping. So for gold, same thing with the other pairs. As far as like GBP USD, AUD USD, Euro USD, I want to see price come and push down, reject off this daily level, and then head back up. So pretty simple. Looks like we're starting to get a little bit of a pullback on the 4-hour. So you can maybe sell. You could probably sell this back towards this support back here. Looks like we're about 200 pips away from our buy zone. USD JPY. I was in buys earlier today, but I got stopped out in profit right here. And then FOMC came out, and then that's where we got this big candle from. So I would really love to see this start to pull back and then entries up in here. Euro JPY. This is just consolidating, and then all of these other pairs aren't looking too good to me. Euro USD is actually looking good. I'm gonna mark this one. So if you guys have trading view pulled up, if you guys aren't marking your guys, this is how I know what currency pairs to watch for good setups and everything. So whenever I see a good setup, I will just click right there. So I know to watch the pair. So all these other ones are pretty much just telling me that there's no real good setups. So in Euro JPY, yeah, we're still in a ton of consolidation. So I'd wait for this to break up, come back down, and then continue. Or what it could do is just drop back down to this support zone. I think it has a higher chance of breaking and then coming back down and retesting and then continuing up. EURUSD, same thing. We're in some consolidation. Since we are bouncing off this support here, I think this could be heading up this way, back to the top of the zone, unless it breaks out. And then we'll be looking for sells. I think GBPUSD is looking almost the same as far as this zone back here. EURUSD, some consolidation. I know Ian's watching this pair. If Ian wants to put his 2 cents in, then he can. I know he's probably going to send his markup here soon. US30, if you guys are trading this pair, I'd recommend only trading this pair if you have an account with at least $3,000. This pair is pretty crazy. So risk management still comes into play. You should only be risking anywhere from 3 to 5% of your account, aiming to make anywhere from 9 to 15. So you should have a risk reward of 1 to 3. If you wanted to short this, you could probably short this up here. If price comes back up to this area. So that's my analysis for US30. Structure on a 4-hour, we still haven't had a pullback. We had this huge bullish push. A lot of people probably made a lot of money on this one, probably lost a lot of money too. Can you go over how you put the daily and 4-hour zones? Yes, I will. I'll get to that in a second. All right, so Bitcoin, you could short Bitcoin right now. I'm looking at how it broke this floor right here. So all these taps to the low, and then we have this big rejection. And then price came up, hit our equilibrium, broke down through this support. Now it's testing as resistance. So this is just a super, super classic break and retest rule right here. And then keep continuing down. Daily, I don't see any support until right there. So I think you could probably short Bitcoin until 32.85. XRP, not the case. XRP is actually booming right now. Holy crap. Yeah, that candle's huge. So 465 pip move in 16 hours. Damn, that's pretty crazy. I wouldn't touch XRP right now. It's just being pretty volatile. It's not, I mean, it made this push down. We got this little double bottom and then price just went back up. So it's not really give us any real structure or anything like that. So these are going to be the main pairs that I'm watching. USD JPY is going to be setting up pretty good. Probably London session. You probably see price come up here and then reverse back down. Gold still has a ways before it gets to our buy zone. Euro GBP is actually doing pretty well. So I'll just keep an eye on Euro GBP, but I might be getting into that pair. This one for me to buy it, I think I need to start seeing some floors, but some floors being made. And that's pretty much it. If there's any pairs that you guys want me to mark up or any questions or anything like that that you have, Alan will go over how I set daily zones and everything. there are any pairs, put them in for me. USDCAD. I'll mark it USDCAD. Okay. So I always start on the daily just to identify structure and direction. So this is definitely bearish to me. I'm going to draw this trend line right there. Okay. So how I set my daily zones, all I look for is just that price made a floor right here and then price made a floor again. So I don't really care, about all this other crap. If we don't have like any, support or anything like that, I'll get into that second. So I'm gonna set my floor right here. I typically like to get these wicks in here. So I like to get this one, this bullish candle right here. I'm gonna get the bottom of that. And then this candle is obviously wick that too. And then the last one right here is we have this bullish candle. So I would set my daily support right there, market daily. Then I draw my zone. Just like that. So this is actually looking really good. And then this is pretty much just my markup. So I would look for, so we have this big push. I would like to see price come back up into here and then keep dropping. But like I said, USD is pretty weak right now, so I'm not sure, what this could do. This would be my ideal setup. Come and test these floors right here. So this is my markup for USDCAD. It's in line with the 50% level. So let's see if there's another pair that I can mark up for you guys. I think you guys were looking at NZD, JPY. So same thing, I'm gonna start on the daily. And then how I mark my zones are just simply, if I see ceiling and then a floor, know that that's an area that price is gonna react around. So right here, I see price made a ceiling, and then it made these floors right here. So I'll put the zone right there. I'll put another one right there. And then I'll put one more right there. Then I just go to lower time frames and just see what price is doing. So this isn't the prettiest of structures. NZD is kind of crazy, especially with JPY. But for now, I see this momentum that it has. So I mean, I could see it break the ceiling, come back down, test that ceiling, and then head up. And then that would be my markup. Are there any other questions or anything that you guys have? Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. Super simple. I mean, one of the things that I learned when I was trading was, when I first got into trading, that I would I would always be looking to take entries. And so I'd be using, this indicator to, tell me that I should be buying a currency just because I was looking to buy it, just because I wanted to be in the markets. As I've matured as a trader, now I really just let trades come to me. So, I mean, the best advice that I have for you guys is plan your trades and just be patient. And so trading, you guys should make it a goal to get it to the point where your guys' trading is pretty much just robotic. And so you guys just mark up charts. You guys go to your position size calculator. So you type in whatever your guys' account is, let's say $1,000. You want to risk 3%. And then you calculate your stop loss level. So let's just say 35 pips. And you go to USDJPY. Calculate. And then now you know what you're risking every single trade. So Ian was talking about this I think it was yesterday or the day before. He was saying, if you guys close a trade too early, then you guys never fully accepted that risk. So I 100% agree with that. You guys, when you use a position size calculator, when you know you're only risking 3%, you're less likely to close out or be checking your MetaTrader constantly, because if you guys are risking half your guys' account, then you guys are starting to trade with your emotions. So you guys should make it a goal to, get your trading to a point where, it's almost kind of mundane. So it's trading is really just finding your one setup or your one pair that you are an expert at, and then just taking it over and over and over and over again. So in the long run, eventually it's going to play out. So eventually you should be, back testing your system so you're comfortable with it. You're going to take losses, but how you manage those losses is what's going to separate you from, being an independent trader and just being a part-time trader. So that's my 2 cents for you guys. And then with that, I'm going to be hopping off here.